This is a Bitcoin update. Normally I do these updates for my VIP group, and then sometimes I'll trickle them down to the YouTube memberships. Speaking about the YouTube memberships, if you are a YouTube member, of course you do have access to, depending on what tier you are, depends on the amount of additional information you get. But here are some of the videos that we've done for the supporters, some for the believers, and then, of course, we do have videos for the warriors. Now, yesterday, I did a video. This is on the live streams. Yesterday, I did a video, which is right here. And in this video, I walked through how I'm showing you these levels. These are extremely important key levels. And this video was done, as I mentioned yesterday, and it shows you how to do all the stuff that I'm going to show you right now as an update. Now, with that being said, I do go live every single day, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday and Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Strongly recommend you have the notification bell on, because I do go live additional hours, sometimes at 12 midnight, sometimes at 9 p.m. It just all varies. Of course, the times are Eastern Standard. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin, see what we can see. And I strongly recommend clearing your charts, whether you're going to put them in folders, all your drawings in folders and hiding them, or just deleting everything. And I recommend doing this at least once a week, at the bare minimum, once every other week. The reason for that is that we can get a non-biased look at your price action. Right now, I do have the moving average. This is the daily moving average, 200 SMA. Regardless of what time frame I'm looking at, this will always be the 200 SMA. So as we're flipping through the time frames, just know that this yellow line is my 200 SMA on the daily, regardless of what time frame we're showing on the chart. Now, now this is very important. The 200 SMA daily time frame is extremely important. A lot of traders use this to determine the strength of the move, whether it's positive or negative, whether it's, in an uptrend or possibly a downtrend. Right now, we're underneath it. This is not good. We were looking for this. We did have a daily candle close underneath this level, which is extremely bearish. Now, just because it closed under here, that does not mean that we're going to zero. You can see here, price action closed underneath it on the daily, then went above it, then went below it, then got rejected, then kind of went above, then below, then rejected. This moving average, in my opinion, the strength of the support resistance that everybody looks at, for me, from 0 to 10, I consider it a 4, because sometimes it gets rejected, sometimes it doesn't. A lot of people, they'll use this as a support resistance level. For me, it is a form of support resistance, but once again, to me, I hold it as a 4, as opposed to an actual support resistance level where the price action went and it stopped, came down and it stopped, went up and it stopped. For these levels for me would be I'd say about an 8 on a 0 to 10 scale of strength. There's nothing that's a 10. So we have fair value gaps that are, in my opinion, about a 4. We have order blocks that I would say it's maybe a 6 or 7. And again, it just varies. But it's just to show you the strength of the potential support resistance that we might get. With that in mind, let's go ahead and look back at this. Right now, we're on the daily time frame. And let's go ahead and look. We have our weekly information. Here we have our trend lines, we have our solid lines, and the different colors represent different things. I strongly recommend that you watch this video that I did yesterday. It's a live stream. It'll show you what each represents. Now, coming back to the chart, for here, we are currently respecting these levels very well. Price came up here, wicked it, came back down. This on the daily, this price action, I do believe it might go up before it comes down. So let's go ahead and walk you through my whole thought process. Right now, on the daily time frame, I am expecting the price to eventually come down. Now, it could go up back in here and then come down. Let's look at the daily. The daily information, if the price action, and all this is ifs, higher probability, the chance of, nothing that I say is a definite because we're trading against people. We don't know what's going to happen. If the price action gets rejected off of this 200 SMA, also our dotted trend line, we have an extremely high possibility that we're going to come back into this zone and more than likely into this daily fair value gap area. If the price comes down, we're looking at around 71,780 to look for a possible bounce. If that happens, great. Right now, going long on any coin is extremely high risk. Are there coins that are doing well? Yes, definitely. But I would strongly recommend that shorts will more than likely play out. If you have any questions as far as how to enter a trade or anything like that, I do have videos. And also, if you like, on the Patreon, and of course, Patreon right now is showing on the screen, patreon.com/TradeIntuition. There I have free content that has PDFs, has special videos for Patreon members, and these are free members. Now, the reason I put it on the Patreon is because sometimes it's going to get really difficult trying to remember which video I had that had a PDF. So I strongly recommend everybody go to my Patreon, join for free, get access to this free content that I have, which is PDFs. Some of them are audio, some of them are videos, especially for the Patreon members. Now, looking at this, if we do get rejected, we're looking for a possible bounce here. Let's go ahead and look at our other information that we have. These are key levels. Take note of these levels. So let's go ahead and take this one off so it's not so overwhelming. In order for me to be bullish on Bitcoin, macro, the bigger picture, it must, and when I refer to it, price action must break above 94,270. Once it breaks above, this is what I'm kind of looking at. Price action breaks above, gets rejected by this trend line, comes back down, comes back up. This is my first indication that we may start getting bullish as far as the price action. Once we get a retest and a bounce, so once it gets rejected and then it breaks that rejection area, which more than likely is going to be this level, this is a stronger indication that we're macro bullish. So the longer term, so that we're starting to break above certain levels. If this does not happen, or rather when this, because this will happen eventually, whether it's this cycle or next cycle. If this does not happen, then what I'm looking for is potentially the price coming down over here. Let's bring back this. I'm expecting something like this, where the price action possibly breaks above, breaks this one, this level at 71,870, tricking people. Once it comes up here to around 87, then coming back down. Of course, it's going to be doing ups and downs, but it's just the overall picture. Then breaking below here. So in this, all this is doing a lower high, like it's been doing, where we have our high, lower high, well, high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then possibly another lower high. So this initial move may trick traders thinking that we're going to be starting to get bullish. Some of the alts may start going up, but what we're looking for is the longer term. What's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months. And it all starts with the beginning. Where is it going to pivot from? And I do believe that if we do get this pivot right here, we're going to break through these levels, come up, come down, retest, get rejected. And then what we're looking for is a break of a pivot. This is market structure. This is pivots. These are extension legs. These are swing failure patterns. These are all these big words that everybody uses. I just simplify it. Here's a pivot. Candle body closes. Now here we do have a wick. So what we might do is come back down for this liquidity and then maybe come up to eventually come back down. The macro is, it's not looking good. And I do believe that the price action may come down. Now, with this being said, let's go and get rid of this. With this being said, let's look at some of our other drawings. So this this is more so for the shorter time frame as far as the 4 hour. Here we have candle bodies, candle wicks to candle wicks, using the ray tool and the magnet tool. That way there's no bias. I can't adjust it to say, oh, well, it looks better here or here. These are the levels. This is where I'm getting it from. And I believe this was from the 4 hour, maybe the 1 hour, the 1 hour. I got it from the 1 hour. Looks a little bit clearer here. But you can see that this is the information. And right in this area, this is what told us to go short or to open another short once it got really boring, the price action. Now, the VIP members, they know of another coin that looked like this, and we entered a short, and we're doing very well in it. Of course, it kind of came up, but now again, it's looking boring, so I'm looking for another leg down. Now, when this happened, and it came down, here we had a nice retest coming down, prices coming up, but it's losing strength. It's right now, the market is not strong, whether it's the bull market, whether it's the crypto market, the stock market, everything's looking ugly. And what we have to do is we have to make money going both ways. Here, and it's just looking for the macro, it's looking better going short. Now, this will happen until it flips. And on the lower time frame, of course, you get the movements sooner as far as the pivots go, and what could potentially be a reversal. Right now, as I mentioned, not looking good. Of course, I'm sure everybody's feeling it in their trades at the moment. But what I would recommend doing is hopefully these trades will go up. It just depends on how long you're willing to hold it. Now, I made a video about this in my VIP group in reference to the mindset you have to have. If you are doing trades where you expect the price to go lower, what you could do is you could short it until it reaches those levels and then move your stop loss, open your long, and then if it rolls over, you're still in your short. So you're actually hedge trading. Now, this was a video that I put out for the members. And let's go back to videos. I explain this here. And this is for the believers. So the higher tier you are in the YouTube members, the more information you get. And I give out all this information for free on my daily live streams. These are just videos that I've made for my VIP members once they ask questions, and then I trickle them down to the members. The goal is for you to do this, to join the group. You join the group, I give you exact entry prices, I tell you where the stop losses should be, moving up the stop losses. Of course, none of this financial advice. These are just my ideas. When we're in profit, we start moving up our stop loss. I update the charts. I do updated videos, and this is what gets trickled down to the YouTube members. Because again, my goal is to make you money. You make money, you join the VIP. It's that simple. It really is that simple. And for the people who can't afford it right now, as far as the membership goes, well, then you have the YouTube memberships. And the higher tier you go, the more you get. All right. So back to this. When we're looking at this information, if you haven't already, guys, smash the like. Smash the like. It really does help support the channel. Also, leave me a comment with possibly a coin you want me to chart so that I could give you that information on my next live stream. If you have questions, please ask those questions in my live streams. post those questions in these comments. So what I can do is it not only is going to help you, it's going to help others that are looking for this type of information. My goal, once again, is to make you money. And there are no dumb questions. They're either questions we've had before or haven't thought of yet. Man, this crypto, like you have to be able to understand all this stuff, market structure, how the fib retracements, just everything in order to see what the price might do. Now, do I or the group, my group, or any group for that matter, do they win all the time? Do we win all the time? No, we lose. Why? Because we're trading against people. We're trading against the big, large institutions. We're trading against smart money. Now, let's see. What else do I got? See, I believe that's it. Right now, I do think that if the price does come up, I believe that this is what we might see. So about here, this will be a nice area. Maybe even up to here, but we'll just call it right here before it comes down. This is what I'm seeing. This is one of the options. Another option is price goes through here. But I really think that it's going to break above. But price may also do this number. I really don't think that we're going to get a bounce here. I really don't think we're going to get a bounce here. If we do, we may get this bounce to come down. And all we're doing is level by level. That's extremely important. The macro is very bearish. The prices look like they're going to come down, but you always have to have the mindset of it could go up. And then if it does start going up, candle body closes, higher time frame, of course. If you do lower time frames, you're going to get a bunch of noise. But if you do higher time frames, you can see a clearer picture of what might happen. So this is one thing that I strongly recommend doing. And watch me every single day, guys. Watch me every day. I'm going to show you how to trade. I'm going to show you how to trade. And it gets very complicated once you start putting all this information in, as far as, all the indicators. And indicators do help. I was watching a YouTuber today. We're pretty much already done with the video, but I just want to get this out there. I was watching a YouTuber today, a very successful trader, and he was commenting in reference to a particular indicator that's very popular, and he was talking about the divergence. And they asked him, do you use the divergence on this particular indicator? And he says, no, I was, but it was giving me a bunch of false moves, because it was saying, on the daily time frame or whatever time frame it was, bearish divergence, but the price was going up, and the bearish divergence, and then the price went down a little bit, but then would go up. Bearish divergence, so many bearish divergences, and then finally it went down. And then I loved it because he said, how many bearish divergence do I need to see in order for us to get a decent move? And that's the thing. Divergence, this is what I teach you in my group. This is what I teach you in my live streams. All this stuff, what I do is I debunk all this information. Bearish divergence will play out better in a bearish market. It just depends on when it's going to happen. Bullish divergence, same thing with bullish patterns, will play out better in a bullish market. Now, in reference to the bearish divergence, it'll be bearish until it finds support, and then it'll reverse. So even though you have bearish divergence, regardless of the time frame, it could be a 6% move, a 12% move, a 33% move. Nobody knows until it reverses. Where is it going to reverse? On a support level. If there's not one already, it'll create one. So this is why I trade level by level. I do thank you guys very much. Hopefully you enjoyed this Bitcoin update. Once again, I was going to do this update, but a much shorter version of it, because my VIP members, they already have all this information. It's just like a really quick 2 to 4, sometimes 5-minute video as far as my thought process goes. This one, of course, is a longer video due to the fact that, I'm showing you all this extra stuff that the VIP members already have. Now, of course, I didn't give you all the information because it'll be a much longer video. But this is what I'm thinking right here. This is what might happen. We're bearish macro, the bigger picture, until we cross certain levels. And it all starts on the lower time frames. We got to break higher levels. This is the main level that I'm looking at. 94,270. Mark these levels down, guys. These are very key levels. I do thank you guys very much. Once again, reach out to me on Telegram, trade_intuition. And there, of course, I do help out people as well. And then make sure to go to my Patreon. Patreon, you're going to have a bunch of PDFs that I've created. And these PDFs are going to make you money. My goal is to get rich with you, not because of you. That's why I do these live streams every single day, multiple times a day. In addition to that, I have free content on Patreon. I want to change your life. And let's do this together, guys. I'm so honored to be part of your crypto journey. I do thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, as always, let's make this money. Take care, guys. We'll see you on the next one.